So Marn is here. Marn is responsible for me being right here because she's responsible for me being in the IMPACT program. And Juan is back there. He was my first IMPACT mentor, even though we didn't call it that then because I wasn't officially in the program. David is wonderful. David Nelson, he introduced me. He comes to class and does the learning style assessment, which is a key component to forming the teams. And I didn't show you on the evaluations. What did they call it? They said the team formation is sheer genius. And Chuck and Jeremy are my IMPACT mentors. And I met with them every week outside of the IMPACT program, and I'm still engaged with them even though I'm not officially attending class. Kevin is back there. Kevin is with ITAP, and he helps me all the time. He actually came to class yesterday to drop off some stuff. And I first met Kevin at an engineering professional education seminar talking about Web 2.0 tools, and I couldn't take notes fast enough. And I just like, this is a brilliant guy I've got to keep in touch with. And then Center for Instructional Excellence and ITAP, there's too many people to mention, but these people are great. I mean, we have this huge support group out there to help us, and all you have to do is ask. So I'd be happy to answer any questions or try or make something up.
Question and comment. So the comment first, even your negative comments from the students I think are good because they're showing a lot of passion about their hatred toward the class. So often we get students that are just apathetic, they don't care at all. So at least they're saying, geez, I hate this. I think that's good. So that's my comment for your negative.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Your group project, how is it graded? Are you grading a paper, a presentation? What do they turn in for the group?
Well, so we just finished water projects, and basically what they have to do for each city is come up with basic technical information about what does the water system look like. So where do they get their water? How much is there? What do they do with it? Who gets it? And then what is the city going to do in the year 2050? So for example, San Diego imports 60% of their water, which is totally unsustainable. And it's a challenge to think about. So then the other parts of this is, so there's the basic fact-based information that is difficult enough to pull together, but then on top of it is, it's the what do you think about this that is the other part that I'm really driving for.
And that's a report that they turn in?
Yeah, it's actually very short. It has a 4-page limit, and then they have to turn in a standalone PowerPoint slide that summarizes. That's a separate document.
Is that individual students or the team?
It's a team.
Team. So everybody in the team gets the same grade?
Well, the peer evaluation, one of the parts of the peer evaluation is they have to take 100 points and split it up among the team. And then we composite that and look at if there's 1 or 2 people that are at the low end, and then that's where I have the discretion. My syllabus is very vague about this. I will apportion your grade according to the evaluations. And usually what I will do is I'll have a team meeting. I call it an intervention. And I have to be very careful because the students, these are supposed to be confidential. So I can't go to the students and say, John said you didn't do anything. So it's a dicey thing. It's not a perfect, this is an ongoing thing, learning how to manage teams. But I think we've made a lot of progress. You set me up with a seminar with Kim Wilson, and we've implemented a lot of her ideas.
Yeah. She did have part of her rubric for a grade that she gave, that she inserted when there was a slug in the group, of that sort of thing. I had a question way back at the beginning. When you had, they drew the city out of the half.
Mhm.
So now they've got San Diego. Did they also draw sister cities out of the hat, or did they choose them?
No, they had to write a proposal for a sister city.
Okay, and what was the criteria for the sister
It has
city?
to be in the same biome. So it has to have similar climate. So if they have San Diego, they have to have another city in an arid location. So we have Las Vegas as a city this semester. So the other city has to be in a water-stressed environment as well.
Okay,
Or, it has to be a coastal city. If it's coastal, we have Jacksonville. So your other city has to be a coastal city. So the idea is that they're dealing with the same problems, but one is a developed city in the US and one is an international
do
city.
you have an example of a sister city for Las Vegas?
Anywhere in the Middle East,
Okay, all right,
Jordan, Syria.
okay.
Yes.
Do your groups stay the same throughout the semester?
Yes.
And when you break out into your pods, is the same person from each group always sent to a pod to
No,
exchange information?
The teams stay the same through the whole semester,
Okay.
but the pods, the students get to decide who gets to go do what. Because, for example, I'll say, these are the 5 things that you can coordinate among your 4 teams. So you get to choose who gets to go to which topic, because, unfortunately, the students take the divide and conquer approach. I'm going to work on this, and you work on that, and you work on this, and then we'll get together the night before the students put it all together. So that it's better if they choose who has the information.
Have you encountered teams that want to dump a team member and don't know what to do with them?
Well, I spend a lot of time talking to my students about teams and what they should do, and what they can do is just give that person a 0. And I have had that happen. In fact, one team showed me all the emails that were not responded to, trying to engage a student and all the efforts they made, and then they would submit the final work, and they just left the student's name off of it.
Now we know where you got the negative, I don't feel like it.
I don't think that student probably even bothered to do the teaching evaluations. Yes.
I'm from the Illinois group, so thank you so much for sharing. I've got lots of ideas. This is just interesting about the weighing of the team project and the contribution as a team member. So some faculty that I've worked with have said that it's 100 points for the project, and that for the team project, the highest you can make would be 85 or 90. But in order, so everyone has the same at that point, in order to get from 90 to 100 is based on the team contribution of the feedback knowledge. So therefore, anyone can make 90 to 100 based on how good they are as a team member. So that's one way of taking care of that contribution. I do have a question regarding the sister city.
Mhm.
So how knowledgeable are they to pick a sister city that is comparable in terms of problems and things like that? Do you have to assist them like, this is not close enough, this is good enough, because it's, it's across the world?
Yeah, so it's definitely a challenge, but this just kind of throws them into the fire at the beginning of the semester. So they have to have this sister city proposal approved. So, and it's basically a 2-page maximum proposal that, and there's, requirements that they have. It's, there's a document we give them. This is what has to be in your proposal. And it's very unusual for a proposal to be accepted on first submission. And so this is one of these things, you have to keep working on it until we accept it.
Larry, I just wanted to add one thing that really pleases me, and that is when you do the pre-test, post-test. Jim Nairn and Jeff Karpecki from this campus, they're cognitive psychologists, who've done their research on cognitive dissonance, you know, they will say you cannot get a student to learn if they think they know everything, that they have to know they don't know. And so it's really neat to see that you've aligned with their research results.
Yeah, and I wish I would have discovered this earlier. But now that
Well, they're great presenters. You should get them to present for IMPACT sometime.
I mean, the class we had just Monday, because Monday we just came back from spring break, it was just so much fun, because the students, you know, that they, since they were doing a team quiz after, or assessment after they had done their individual one, it was like a competition. You know, we want to get this right, but we don't really honestly know what the right answer is. And I'm really proud. I've had my peer TAs do this assessment as well. As, you know, I said, you are now team 21 today, and they got the quiz 100% right as a team. But they all took the class.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just curious to hear from you a little bit more about what has it been like to bring all of this technology in, give the students in hot seat, blackboard, because everybody in absence was there, even finding and bringing in. What has that experience been like for you?
Scary. I mean, so I would say, you know, the technology is great. You know, hot seat, I'll use hot seat, you know, 3 to 7 times a semester. You know, I don't have an intentional plan. It's, and then, what's the movie thing? Double take. Double take. We're doing videos. I didn't talk about that, but it's a tool that they have, and Kaltura is embedded in Blackboard as a video streaming tool. But the groupie thing, they discovered it. I didn't have anything to do with that. But I would just say, you know, the content and the ideas and the delivery and everything, the plan you have is the most important part. The technology is a tool to make it work better. And you know, it's just fun to talk about with people. I mean, one of the things I'm not using that I could really use that would have made this assessment work really well would be clickers. And I could have done a much more sophisticated job, but I've never used clickers as an instructor. I'm kind of, you know, I'm a slow adopter, and I really hope someday that ITAP develops a tool so that students can just text the stuff in. And I know that there's a website that does that, but I have to pay for it. Since my class has 100 students, it's not free, and I'm cheap. But, so paper works.
Anyone else have a final question, perhaps?
I just have, I want to follow on Nies. Did you see the confidence? Do they get better over time, what they do know and don't know? Have you looked at that?
Yeah, I haven't been doing that long enough to know.
Be interesting to think.
I mean, I tried this last semester with a different kind of assessment, and really without a clear idea about why I was even doing it. It's just I had been to this seminar, oh, that's cool, I'm going to do this. And it was just a stupid assessment I did, the stuff that nobody would know, and I didn't even know it.
You can be first.
So this time I said, and it, you know, it was a confluence of things where I was struggling with students saying, you know, oh, this is boring, I already know this. And then we're just starting a new unit, and I have a meeting with my peer TAs once a week, and you know, they give me feedback, and they've taken the class. And it just kind of all came together. I'm going to pull this thing out from last semester and redo it. Now I have a purpose, and it's intentional, and I can design it in a way where it's really going to work, and it works really well. Yeah.
Larry, how many units do you do during the semester? You said you just finished water and you're getting ready to do another one. Are they all the same length? Or
No, they're varying length. We do 5.
5 units?
Yeah, so the first part of this semester is, it's a unit, but there's no teams. We're spending time getting to know the students, and we do the learning style assessment. David does that, and we form the teams, and then we do 4 units after that as teams. And the final unit is they pull it all together. So we do food, water, energy, and then they basically, their last unit is, okay, come up with a sustainability plan for these two cities for the future.
I really appreciate your honesty. It's refreshing. You started out by saying that you were doing this for yourself. You want to enjoy teaching it. How's that work out?
Oh, great. I mean, do I look happy?
I thought you looked happy, but I thought I heard some mixed messages too. I see some angst.
No, I
in the
mean, you know, so looking at your student evaluations is kind of like looking at a rejected journal paper in a sense. And, you know,
But you sort of put
I got
one on each side, but when I look at your abstract, there's a pretty low percentage of students that are dissent.
Yeah, it's about, you know, 2/3 of the students really get on board by the end of the semester. They're not there at the beginning. And then there's some that are kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, they're just the fence sitters. You're never going to move them. And then there's that 10% that just, you know, you don't want to cross the street when they're coming down in the car.
I just want to encourage you. There's always going to be a few percent. I don't know if 10% is where you'll settle in, and I'm glad you're concerned about that.
Yeah, but, you know, David can tell you, I emailed him at the end of last semester, like, I need therapy. Because there were some reviews that were just like, come on, I've been working on this class now, it's not this bad.
They have other issues going on themselves.
And David, you know, being the smart guy that he is, he just said, just go away on holiday break. And he did, and then he checked in with me at the beginning of the semester, it's like, yeah, I'm okay now.